The internet thought it had seen every possible meltdown between rap queens, but nothing prepared the world for the volcanic eruption that happened when Cardi B snapped, not cracked, not bent, but fully snapped on Nicki Minaj and accidentally dragged half the music industry into the crossfire. 1 second, the timeline was quiet. The next, it looked like World War had launched on every platform at the same time. Cardi didn't just clap back. She didn't just respond. She unleashed a verbal hurricane so intense, it made the Kardashians' 15-year drama catalog look like a kindergarten talent show. And the wildest part? She didn't stop at Nicki. Oh no, she took the scenic route and exposed rappers, managers, stylists, secret group chats, shady producers, ghostwriters, label puppets, PR witches. Everybody got caught in the blast radius. Cardi basically turned Instagram Live into a courtroom, a confessional, and a demolition site all at once. Meanwhile, Nicki's fan base tried to hold the line. Celebrities ducked for cover, and the entire internet grabbed popcorn like they were watching the season finale of the most toxic reality show ever created. Cardi didn't open a can of worms, she kicked the whole shelf off the wall. The Cardi v. Nicki Cold War had been simmering for years. Sneaky subs, shady likes, unfollows that sent shockwaves, ghost-written clapbacks, and fan bases treating Twitter like a gladiator arena where only the pettiest survive. But nobody expected the day Cardi B would wake up, open her phone, and detonate a bomb big enough to rattle the global Wi-Fi grid. It began with one tiny spark, a leaked snippet of Nicki's alleged reference track floating across the internet. Normally, the industry would pretend not to see it, but this time someone tagged Cardi. Wrong move, very wrong. Within minutes, Cardi hopped on live with the energy of someone who was tired, fed up, and making peace with the fact that she was about to burn bridges while filming it in HD. She didn't ease into it, she didn't warm up. She jumped straight into chaos like a superhero who skips the intro scene and starts punching villains immediately. Her first sentence alone sent everyone into cardiac arrest. I'm tired of the fakeness in this industry. A column opener? No, a warning shot. The internet froze, fans screeched, reactors scrambled to hit record, gossip pages turned their ring lights on, and PR teams across Hollywood started sweating through their blazers. Even people who didn't listen to rap suddenly cared because Cardi's voice had that tone, the tone that says somebody's about to cry publicly. And true enough, she goes straight into what everyone was secretly praying for, the tension between her and Nicki, but she went way farther than anyone expected. She started with the petty stuff, the sneak disses, the lyrical jabs, the blurred lines between shade and submarine-level shade. Cardi described how Nicki's camp allegedly blocked features, spread whispers in the background, and tried to blackball her early on. She didn't claim innocence. She didn't pretend to be a saint. She said, yeah, I popped off too. But the difference was she wasn't pretending to be above the drama. Cardi embraced the chaos like it paid her rent. Then she unleashed the real tea, the stuff people whispered about at DM groups but never said out loud. She exposed the label politics behind their feud, the executives who purposely pitted them against each other, and the producers who hyped the beef because it kept streams high. According to Cardi, some of the very people who smiled in Nicki's face were texting her behind the scenes, eating both sides' drama just to keep the mess alive. The industry wasn't just toxic, it was a full-time gaslighting factory. Nicki's fans, the Barbs, went pharaoh. They attacked the live like digital warriors, screaming, battle cries, and emojis. Receipts. Oh, it didn't happen. You jealous? Nicki runs you. McCarty was unmoved, unbothered, unshaken. She looked into the camera with the serenity of a woman who'd already drafted the group chat message titled, "Let me clear the air." Cardi didn't just have receipts, she had a binder, a filing cabinet, possibly a whole USB drive labeled, "In case I lose my cool again." Then she started naming names, not of people involved in crimes or scandals, but of industry insiders
who pretended to be neutral while secretly stirring drama for content. Managers who fed tabloids fake stories, PR teams that pit women against each other on purpose, producers who stole beats, recycled concepts, and then lied about who inspired what. Cardi didn't accuse anyone of illegal actions. She exposed egos, genders, and fake loyalty like she was hosting a sermon. And the first industry titan she referenced, a big-name executive known for saying female rappers should be grateful for any press. Cardi repeated the quote with disbelief dripping from every syllable. She explained how this mindset created a pipeline of competition instead of collaboration. It wasn't Nicki versus Cardi. It was executives versus women in rap, and the fans got tricked into choosing sides. Cardi didn't just roast the system. She put a spotlight on how the system weaponized their feud for profit. Meanwhile, the internet was shaking. Screenshots of her live comments spread like wildfire. People started pulling up old interviews, dissecting past lyrics, and matching timelines like FBI agents with nothing better to do. Even neutral fans, the ones who just wanted good music, took sides because the drama was too juicy to ignore. It wasn't just a feud anymore. It was an exposed Sari, a cultural event, a digital war zone. Cardi then revealed something that had everyone spiraling. Moments when she and Nicki almost squashed the beef. She described a private conversation that nearly happened, but certain people, who she carefully did not identify, made sure that piece wouldn't sell. She said, every time they got close to settling things, someone behind the scenes leaked a fake story or manipulated the situation. Cardi wasn't saying Nicki was the enemy. She was saying that industry didn't want them to not be enemies. This revelation broke the internet harder than any diss track ever could. It painted the entire feud as engineered drama. Manufactured beef, a money-making machine fueled by algorithms, blogs, and the public's obsession with seeing women fight instead of thrive. Cardi's raw honesty exposed the blueprint, the same blueprint used on every female artist who rises too fast or threatens someone's status. The internet called it the female rap Hunger Games. But the most jaw-dropping moment came when she said, half the people who talk the loudest ain't even got loyalty to nobody. They switch sides when it benefits them. She wasn't talking about fans. She wasn't talking about haters. She was talking about industry insiders, people who claim to stand for unity but thrive off chaos. And the internet immediately began guessing. Managers, publicists, influencers, producers, everyone became a suspect. Cardi even accused Nicki of anything criminal. She didn't slander her. She didn't disrespect her artistry. She called out the system that profits off their feud. And in doing so, she unintentionally exposed the entire behind-the-scenes maze the industry tries desperately to hide. By the end of Part 01, viewers weren't asking whether Cardi hated Nicki. They were asking who in the industry was terrified of Cardi telling the whole truth. And trust me, the chaos was just beginning. The moment Card's livestream ended, the internet didn't just react, it erupted. Timeline shook like someone accidentally hit the global start drama button. Hashtags multiplied, reaction channels sprinted to their mics, and fan bases threw digital chairs across every platform. People were watching a feud anymore. They were witnessing a Category 5 cultural meltdown. Cardi hadn't dropped tea, she dropped boiling lava, and it splashed on everybody. Nicki's fan base, the legendary Barbs, mobilized instantly. You would have thought someone declared war on a small country. They launched threads with forensic-level analysis, matching Card's claims to time stops, interviews, award show interactions, live stream pauses, and eyebrow twitches from 2015. They wrote dissertations longer than CVS receipts. But here's the twist. Even some Barbs admitted the industry did play dirty behind the scenes. They weren't defending the machine. They were defending Nicki. And that distinction turned Twitter into a verbal Royal Rumble. Then celebrities chimed in. Oh yes, because nothing fuels the internet like big names sneaking into the comments pretending to be subtle. A famous producer tweeted, "Cardi ain't lying about how they move." A pop star commented, "The industry been faked," before deleting it 3 minutes later. A reality TV legend reposted Card's clip with a popcorn emoji, which turned into a trending topic by itself. But the most shocking reaction came from a rapper who rarely speaks. There's more to this story than y'all think. That one sentence, instant wildfire. Even influencers jumped into the mess like they were auditioning for Relevant. TikTok creators made skits reenacting Card's rant using wigs, broomsticks, and Dollar Tree microphones. People edited Nicki and Cardi into fight scenes from Avengers. Someone created a fake movie poster titled The Rap Queen Civil War. Another person released a conspiracy board showing how different labels had allegedly manipulated female artists for decades. The internet wasn't just reacting, it was producing. Meanwhile, industry insiders started panicking like roaches when the lights turned on. PR managers scrambled, strategists held emergency Zoom calls, assistants whispered behind cubicle walls. Cardi didn't expose crimes. She exposed power. She exposed politics. She exposed the power executive playground where artists are puppets and fan bases are weapons. Suddenly, a lot of people who enjoyed operating in the shadows were exposed to the brightest spotlight of their lives. And the blogs? Oh, the blogs were foaming at the mouth. They dropped headlines faster than Cardi was talking. Did a label try to destroy Cardi and Nicki? Producer confirms female rap sabotage. Manager speaks out after Card's claims. Every blog had exclusive sources, which was hilarious because none of them matched. But accuracy was irrelevant. Chaos was currency, and they were cashing it. Fans started connecting dots Cardi never even mentioned. They pulled up old award show footage where Cardi and Nicki avoided eye contact. They resurfaced clips of producers praising one woman and ignoring the other. They analyzed tweets from anonymous burner accounts believed to be run by labeled interns. Suddenly, the entire industry looked shady. Everybody looked guilty. No one looked innocent. And then things escalated even more, thanks to a leak. A voice note allegedly from a well-known A&R surface saying, "Female beef sells. Keep it going." Whether real or edited didn't matter, the internet believed it. That alone turned the beef into a full-blown expose of an industry that profits off drama it secretly creates. Cardi didn't accuse Nicki, she accused the system. But the system accidentally exposed itself. Nicki's name, of course, got dragged into the center of the storm, not because she was guilty of anything Cardi said, but because the internet can't resist turning two powerful women into gladiators. People dissected her silence like it was a religious prophecy. Why isn't she responding? She plotting. She unbothered. She tired. Every theory contradicted the last, and the silence made everything spicier. Then a journalist tweeted, "Cardi just opened Pandora's box. The industry is shaking." That tweet alone pulled in millions of views. Another insider tweeted, "There are unreleased tracks aimed at both camps," and suddenly everyone believed diss tracks were loading in studio hard drives like weapons waiting to be launched. While fans were arguing, celebrities were panicking, and blogs were publishing faster than printers, Cardi kept dropping indirect bombs. She posted a story saying, "Many of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Stop acting brand new." That one line sent PR teams into existential crisis mode. Who is she talking about? Which execs? Which producers? Which rappers? People took screenshots, compared shadows, followed likes, even mapped out time zones to figure out who reacted first. The memes were on another level too. Someone posted Cardi holding a flamethrower with the caption, "Day one of Cardi exposing the industry." Another posted Nicki sitting on a throne drinking tea with the caption, "Queen watching the chaos she did not order." The funniest meme showed a record label owners panicking behind a control panel labeled, "When Cardi spills the truth," and just when the chaos reached peak.
Insanity. A major producer went live confirming some of Guard's claims. He didn't name Nicki, didn't name Cardi. He named the machine. Labels do pit women against each other, he said. Unity doesn't make money. Conflict does. That one confession turned the saga from petty beef to national scandal. Fans began demanding justice, demanding transparency, demanding to know who engineered what. Suddenly, it wasn't Cardi versus Nicki. It was women versus the industry. A cultural shift, a reset button, a digital awakening disguised as celebrity drama. But the most shocking twist happened when Cardi, near the end of her second live stream, said, "And trust me, I haven't even said half of what I know." The internet stopped breathing. The bloggers froze. The industry panicked, because that one line didn't just promise more tea, it threatened an earthquake. When Cardi ended her live stream with that spine-chilling line, "I haven't even said half of what I know,"
Hollywood felt it in its bones. Executives froze mid-sim. Producers stopped touching their soundboards. PR reps clutched their pearls and prayed to the gods of crisis management. It wasn't just a threat. It was a countdown, a warning shot, a promise that the next explosion would be nuclear. The digital aftershocks were immediate. Blogs spent the next 24 hours pumping out articles like emergency sirens. Cardi B hints at more secrets. Industry on edge after explosive live. Are female rappers involved? Everyone wanted the next drip of tea, and everyone feared they might be the ones exposed when it dropped. Suddenly, the brave, loud, messy internet got quiet in places you'd never expect. People who lived for drama were now terrified of being the topic of it. The Barbs and Barty gang, meanwhile, entered an unexpected era. Temporary ceasefire, not peace, that's impossible, but a tactical cause. Both sides sensed something bigger than petty fan wars. This wasn't about who outsold who or who charted higher in 2017. This was about the entire industry's skeletons falling out of the closet at the same time. Fan bases traded clips, theories, past interviews, backstage rumors, and shady award show moments like detectives working the same case. It was historic chaos, but united chaos, like two dragons taking a break from fighting each other because a volcano just erupted behind them. Inside the industry, the damage was worse than anyone expected. Managers accused each other of leaking stories. Assistants panicked about old emails resurfacing. Producers unfollowed each other in silence. A well-known publicist even tweeted, "Female rap wouldn't be messy if certain men stopped instigating behind the scenes," before deleting it instantly. But screenshots? Oh, the internet had them saved in under 3 seconds. Meanwhile, Cardi's calmness terrified everyone. She wasn't ranting anymore. She wasn't posting paragraphs. She wasn't crying. She was chilling, smiling on Instagram, laughing with her kids, eating snacks. That level of serenity after dropping a bomb? That's the behavior of someone who knows she's still holding the nuclear codes. And that scared people more than any live stream ever could. Nicki's silence also became a weapon. Instead of responding directly, she posted cryptic emojis, liked mysterious tweets, and uploaded a selfie that sparked 100,000 comments. People analyzed every pixel of her face like it held encrypted messages. Fans wondered whether she was plotting a response or simply watching the chaos unfold, like the queen she is. Her minimal reaction had maximum impact. It shifted the spotlight back onto the industry, not the feud. Then came the interviews. A former label executive hinted that back in 2018, 2 female rappers were manipulated into believing the other one was stealing opportunities. A producer admitted he'd seen manufactured drama used as a marketing strategy. A retired PR manager even said, "Hollywood thrives on female conflict. It's been a formula for decades." Each confession made Card's claim stronger. Each admission cracked the machine a little more. The internet connected everything. They revisited old award show seat placements. They analyzed who unfollowed who in past years. They watched documentaries about the history of female rap beefs. They connected timelines, producers, labels, ghostwriters, even stylists. People ran with theories like Olympic sprinters. It became more than tea. It became a digital awakening, a TED Talk disguised as gossip. But the biggest twist came from inside the industry. A female rapper Cardi never mentioned directly suddenly posted, "I feel seen. I feel validated. They've been doing us dirty." Fans lost their minds. Comment sections demanded details. Some believed she was siding with Cardi. Others thought she was hinting Nicki was also a victim. The ambiguity fed the chaos like gasoline on a campfire. Then, another rapper jumped in, with Cardi telling no lies, even knew how they operated. At this point, the story transformed from a feud into a full-scale revolt. Female artists were subtly, indirectly confirming that the machine Cardi described wasn't fiction. It was the blueprint. It wasn't just Cardi versus Nicki. It was every woman versus a system built on divide-and-conquer tactics. But the real jaw dropper came days later. A journalist with legitimate industry ties tweeted, "Cardi wasn't exaggerating. There's a bigger story brewing. Much bigger." Who was the target? What receipts existed? How deep did the manipulation go? Nobody knew, but everyone wanted to know. Suddenly, the fans weren't waiting for a diss track. They weren't waiting for subtweets. They were waiting for the next revelation, the next expose, the next bomb Cardi was hinting at. And knowing her, she'd drop it without warning at 2 a.m. or wearing pajamas and eating cereal. Cardi had done the impossible. Got you. Shifted the narrative from petty rap beef into the biggest industry expose of the decade. Relationships were strained, labels were shaking, bloggers were scrambling, and fans were perched, ready for the next chapter. But the final twist, Nicki posted a simple message. Everybody ain't lying. No clarification, no context, just chaos. And in that moment, the internet realized this wasn't the end, it was the breaking point. And if you're still here after all that, then congratulations. You officially have the stamina of a seasoned gossip veteran. You didn't just watch a feud. You survived an industry expose disguised as a meltdown, wrapped in a live stream, sprinkled with emojis, and served on a platter of pure celebrity chaos. And now it's time to do the only sensible thing. Smash that like button like it owes you royalties, drop a comment like you're submitting evidence to the court, and hit subscribe before the next scandal hits your timeline like a flying wig in a backstage fight. Your timeline like a flying wig in a backstage fight. Because trust me, whatever you just watched, that was only the warm-up. Nicki's silence is powerful, Cardi's calmness is terrifying, and half the industry is praying nobody leaks their group chat messages. Somebody somewhere is definitely typing another cryptic post, deleting it, reposting it, and pretending it wasn't about anyone specific. This story isn't over. It's simmering, mutating, transforming into the next viral explosion. This secret scoop we'll absolutely cover first. Turn on notifications like you're guarding national secrets, because the next bombshell might drop at midnight, sunrise, or mid-brunch. You don't want to miss the moment Cardi decides she's had enough. You don't want to miss the moment Nicki finally responds with a single emoji that sends the entire planet into hysteria. And you definitely don't want to miss the moment someone from the industry slips up and reveals the real puppet master behind all of this. So subscribe, stay messy, stay loud, and stay ready. Because here at Secret Scoop, we don't just report scandals, scandals report to us. And trust me, the next chapter is already brewing.